Should you own Facebook stock? My daughter, Chloe, my sophomore in high school, she shared with me a very interesting thing here this morning, taking her to school the day after Halloween. You can see my little buddy. Look at that guy. He stared out the window. It's 34 degrees, by the way. Anyway, so she says, you know, somehow we're going to talk about Facebook, and she goes, yeah, only old people use Facebook. And I had to laugh at that because Facebook is, you know, my wife's on Facebook. I'm no longer on Facebook, but I said, you don't have a Facebook account? She goes, no, only old people use it. And I was chuckling at that because I think, what's going to happen to Facebook stock when old people become old people, like my wife, who's 46, become older, and the new people don't get on there? I know everyone says, but all these people in China will get on there, all these people in India. I don't know that to be true, actually, and I don't know if there's going to be a revenue base, because don't forget, Facebook stock, the reason is trading, it's like $200 a share. It's only got a PE ratio of 30, which, you know, it's not, I mean, it's high, but it's not nosebleed high. And I'm just thinking, if Facebook stock loses its user base as old people become older and die off, what happens to it then? Is that a long-term play? I literally don't know. I don't know if Facebook, they bought Instagram, I think, right? So they're obviously going to have to reach down. I'm sure Zuckerberg and his peeps are looking at other ways to expand, to solidify revenue when the old people get older and die off. I'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But, you know, for Facebook itself specifically, the advertising revenue it gets, when it's geared towards, you know, middle-aged women and grandmas, or not middle-aged women, but middle-aged people, and then grandmas and whatnot, what happens? I mean, and not only that, the interesting thing about advertising too is the reason they go after the demographics, I think, is 25 to 45 or 25 to 50, is those people are more likely to change their mind. They're more likely to be swayed by advertisements, whereas older people are set in their ways. You see what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, I don't drink beer, obviously. You know, 1997, May 25th, but who's counting? But if someone were to advertise, you know, beer, Heineken, I wouldn't drink it because I like Guinness. I always like Guinness. Always will like Guinness. I can't have Guinness. Ah! But again, for an alcoholic, there is no such thing as just one beer. Right? There's one is the equivalent of until the house goes out, if that makes sense. And I know that about me. So just as an FYI, for someone who is struggling, always remember, and I tell you this all the time, man, it's not you'll never drink again. No, that's not the answer. I don't know. The answer is I won't drink right now. That's all I can control is right now I won't drink. In the future, will I drink? Man, I got no idea. But right now, I won't. And that's all you can do. If you're struggling, whatever it is you're struggling with, it's not you won't ever do X, Y, Z again. It's you won't do it right now. And then, you know, 10 minutes comes from now, you'll control that. You won't do it right now. That's how it works. So just keep that. That's why I say one day at a time in AA. I say 1 minute at a time. Hell, 1 second at a time. Right now, I do not have a pint of Guinness in my hand. I got my pint of Guinness. Pablo, though, he looks like a black and tan. Look at that. He looks like a black and tan. Some Bass Ale and some Guinness. Ooh, that's good. He does look like a black and tan, a nice poured one. We have the Guinness up top and the black and tan down on the bottom. He used to pour some serious pints of black and tan back in the day. But anyway, so going back to Facebook, it's interesting to me because what is that? I don't know. I have no idea. But if Facebook is one of the biggest components of the S&P 500, which it certainly is, and you know, I know Instagram is, you know, the Facebook's audience for younger people. I get that. I don't know what the advertising revenue is on Instagram. No idea. And then Chloe's saying Pinterest. She goes, yeah, no one goes on Pinterest. So it's funny. She's like, no one goes on Facebook. No one goes on Pinterest. And no one is her, you know, people, you know, high schoolers and stuff like that. Even my oldest daughter, Maddie, she's got a Facebook account. I don't think she goes on there very often. I think she's probably the last of, you know, her generation, you know, the last of the youngest to ever have a Facebook account, but they just open it up just to have one, but they don't use it. Anyway, it's interesting. What does that hold for Facebook stock? So I was asking Chloe, and she's like, yeah, what's going to happen is, you know, the Instagram people will stay on Instagram, but then basically the younger people aren't even going to get on Instagram because that'll be for older people too. So I don't know what the next social media platform that's going to come out. I just wonder if if Facebook will be able to buy it and then they can get the advertising revenue. I don't know. But on top of that, can you get advertising revenue from appealing to the millennials and whatever the generation under millennials are? I don't know. I mean, I do know that the advertising, the ad units they're shooting for is I think it's a 25 to 50-year-old target groups, which is one that can be changed. So people spend a lot of money for that target group. But once you're in my target group, you can't be changed so much, but yet you still see all kinds of advertisements, Medicare Part B, Part supplements and Medicare Advantage and whatnot. But you don't see, for things that people need and people are willing to change, but you're not going to see advertisements for my age group, and I'm not quite there for, I don't know, for tennis shoes or something like that, I suppose, because most people I like Sperry's. I like Clarks and Sperry's. All the advertisements in the world probably won't change my opinion because I like Clarks and Sperry's. Yeah, I just find it interesting. So Facebook is generating a PE ratio of 30 because their advertising revenue is driving it, but as that base ages and dies off, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. It'll be interesting to see. And it's interesting too, if I could say that word one more time, interesting, but it is it's of note to me that as a guy who owns a business and you want to run a business profitable, but I don't want to be on Facebook for my own person, because I know it's a time destroyer for me. But it's not a bad idea to be on Facebook to run campaigns. I used to do this rather successfully too, but I just, like I say, it's a time killer. I'm just wondering, there's got to be a way to get Facebook, I don't know. So as a business owner with books that appeal to the people who are absolutely in a YouTube channel content that's appealing to the people who are on Facebook, but me personally don't want to be on there, how do I get on Facebook in order to run ads? And I'm just kind of yapping here, but it's an interesting dilemma because Facebook kills me, makes me angry, and I want to avoid it because I was just telling Chloe, I said, when you get older, you take a gauge of things that make you happy and things that make you mad or sad, and you eliminate the things that are the latter two. And you expand on the things of the former. So the things that make me happy are doing YouTube channels of videos. The things that make me angry, anything political, in terms of Facebook argumentative, as if someone's going to change my mind or they, and watching the Patriots. So you eliminate those things, and then you just focus on the things that make you happy, which for me is YouTube. Anyway, it's just good morning to you, my friends. Just some yapping to start the day. We'll see you.